Aloha mai kako, everyone. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Moana Nui Podcast. I can't believe we are already here in June. Where is time going?
Exactly.
Welcome to June. We celebrate Pride Month for the whole entire month of June.
Yes.
And shout out to all of our listeners who are listening live or at home. My name is Moana, the founder here at the Moana Nui Podcast, editor of the Wildcard Chronicles comic book series, author of the Adventures of Nakoa and Nohea children's book series, and champion for the Indigenous and independent community. Tonight, I am joined by the wonderful and beautifully talented Dana.
Aloha, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited about this episode because if you are a lover of comics, of BIPOC main characters, you can't wait to hear about our upcoming guests to talk about their comic and how you can get a hold of this collection. For those who may or may not know me, I'm Dana. I am a cosplay, a event and con staff photographer. You probably see my photographs with MomoCon, DragonCon, Anime Week in Atlanta, and even with DC Comics. I'm a voice actor, event planner, and a whole lot more. And with that, I am going to hand it over to my lovely co-host, the founder of the Moana Nui Podcast, the beautiful and lovely Moana.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm really excited to have our guest tonight, who is Mike Watson. The Moana Nui Podcast is proud to be a sponsor of his Chat and Draw show, yes, which is our sister brother podcast, where he brings his artistic talents to all of us to enjoy. I am definitely a fan of seeing artists' work in progress, to see like all of the hard work that goes behind the finished products that we get to enjoy on our walls as we see. But today we're here to share his newest project, which is the Hotshot Collection. Where's my thing? Bam! The Hotshot comic. That's right. Boo, boo, boo. But tonight is awesome because he has a trade and I'm a fan of the collection. And you know what? I'm just gonna stop. But let me just bring my brother on here because I'm excited. Mike, what's going on?
Hello.
The crowd goes wild.
You caught me in the middle of sharing on the social media network.
Yes.
That's us all the time.
Yes. The multitasking never ends. This is the life of a creative, especially an indie creative.
Yes.
I know. I was like, oh shoot, she about to bring me on. Let me hurry up and finish typing. Type faster, dang it.
No, it's all good. Tonight is
danger.
It's a fun night. Like, you know, we'll just talk about whatever tonight. But we definitely want to talk about your series because like what I think is great is that, you know, as an independent creator, you are now up to 10, 11, and 12 issues of your own self-published creator-owned comic, which is quite an accomplishment. I mean, trying as an indie creator to create one comic is tough enough, right? Like, but to have a continuous series that, you know, the fans love and is continuing to be built is awesome. So number one, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But yeah, so tell our fans. Let me shut my mouth here and let you introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about Hotshot.
Yes.
All right. Like they said, the name's Mike Watson. I am the most enthusiastic person in comics, aka Most Epic, the founder and publisher at Freestyle Comics, and my flagship comic book, Hotshot, is on Kickstarter right now. Between drawing the comic book, writing the comic book, taking care of publishing duties for the comic book company, streaming the shows, doing freelance work, my day gig, marriage and children, and trying to find time to eat burritos in between. That's that's what I do. That's what I do. What's up, Ryan? What's up, Legend? Hotshot is a comic book about a young man in college. He's trying to prove to his girlfriend that he's not cheating on her without revealing he's a superhero, but then at the same time not get kicked out of college because he's never there because he's a superhero. He's a rookie. He's only been doing it for a little bit, maybe like 2 years or whatnot. And he's actually been put in a situation where the hero population is pretty much gone, and it's starting to build itself up, and the world is finding itself outnumbered when it comes to heroes versus these new uprising villains. The situation we come to in Hotshot #1 is that hey, Legend be on. You put a promotion out, and Legend Storm is on it every time there's a promotion. He's the first one, fam. But so far, Hotshot's been able to handle a lot of the things thrown at him. A bank robbery here, a car chase there. A semi-dangerous supervillain or whatnot. Nothing too out of his grasp. But when we meet him in Hotshot #1, he is meeting a 5-star, high-level threat supervillain, and it's something he's never faced before. So he is he's getting educated very quickly in the ways of heroics.
All right.
That's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to bounce it off because I am like one of the, probably the underdog but here. But let's talk about Team Carla.
Oh.
Hey, I'm right there
Hold
with
on. Let me get my tea out. Continue.
Now you mentioned that okay, so Carla is Hotshot's girlfriend.
Yes.
And she is essentially going off, breaking up with Hotshot. Like, can you tell us a little bit about like what's going on? Like, is it because he's not there? Is there other things going on in the dynamics? What's up with Carla?
Well, there's a lot going on there. And as I have learned in my own relationships and my own experiences, there are two sides to a story. The Carla and Mike Hotshot relationship has been probably the most popular thing to create conversation out of our books, which I absolutely love because it is a very rabid audience, and you either hate Carla or you love Carla. Like, there is no in between. You're either on her team or you're not. Carla decides to break up with Mike because he's never around. He's always lying about where he's at. And she has reached a point to where she can't always worry about what he's doing because now she's got to put herself first.
Mm-hmm.
She is now enrolling into the Ohio State. She's going there for law. And that's not something where she can be dating somebody and not know where they're at, not know what they're doing. And it just so happens, I mean, my people that have been in relationships, let me just line this up for you. His best friend is a female who's also very attractive. Okay? If he's not with his girlfriend, he's apparently with the best friend. They're super close. They've been
a lot of drama. A lot of drama. If a girlfriend don't understand that rapport, a lot of drama.
Well, the report could be understood if he showed up. He doesn't show up. He's always late or he stands her up. So that stuff starts to add up. The trust
and a lot of suspicion develops.
Yes, a lot of suspicion. The trust gets ate away, and it's just like every time you see this person, it's like, "What you doing with my man?" Like, it's amazing how you found time to hang out with her, but when we schedule a date a week in advance, you can't be there. I mean, all we know is he is a superhero. He's out here getting blasted in the chest for the city of Columbus, but she don't know that. All she knows is what she tells him, or he tells her. And it's
the rest of it gets caught in a lie.
Yeah. Exactly. And he stumbled and fumbled over his words before, but it's just I think it was either a song or a movie that said it, but when a woman's fed up, she's fed up.
Yes.
And this story, I really wanted to Victor and I, because Victor wrote the story, we wanted to explore what it was like to not get the relationship back. So this is not a spoiler, people. This is the story about dealing with breakup. This is a story about dealing with the depression of you knowing that you're the one that messed up, and how do you bear through that while still trying to do your job, still trying to go to school, and having all this superhero stuff thrown on top of it. So it's a balancing act that he's failing at right now, and he's trying to swim to the surface. We have a couple analogies that a couple people have caught. Mike, aka Hotshot, is literally drowning in his relationships right now. Yeah. And in issue 3, we show that in his fever dream that he is drowning. He can't figure out how to balance these things, that he's going to have to if he wants to survive as a friend, a student, a hero, or as a person, just all. So, but from the outside looking in, it just seems everybody just sees that Carla is in the wrong because Mike is a superhero, and she finds this out and she's still mad, and everyone's like, "Why are you mad? This dude is out here saving your life, saving the day." And it's like, she's mad because he lied about it. He took away her choice. He took away her choice to want to stay in a relationship like that.
Yes.
Yes, and people don't understand that. It's like, if a woman gets her choice taken away and you making it for her, that pisses her off more than anything. Like I have told people, whether you're just a friend of mine or I'm dating you, it don't matter. If you take my choice away and you only give me this bit of information and I try to make a decision based on it, but you left out this much and you end up making a decision for me, ooh-wee.
Yes, so true.
So it's just a lot, and I know, and so one of the perks on this Kickstarter, because we're making every issue available plus the 2 trades, is that we have an issue 0 that was a silent issue, meaning there was no words in the issue. We let the art tell the story. We're actually lettering that issue now, so Carla's voice will get to speak.
Nice.
It's a very fun issue. Victor wrote half of it. I wrote the other half, and we basically go through the day of a day with Carla on the opposite side, so you see her perspective. And then the other story that Victor wrote is the one where Hotshot gets his costume from Vigilance, and it just cracks me up because again, I could talk about it because we have 10 issues out right now. There's so many teardrop references in this book for people to be like, for me to tell people like, why do you not see Carla's side? Like even when they made peace and she was like, all right, I'm gonna see if we can make this work. They had another date set. He got caught up fighting some dragons in the middle of the city, which is fine. The thing is, after that, my man went and got a juice box and some coffee with a superhero girl, a whole sexy superhero girl, and got caught by the news coming out, juice box in hand, and this voluptuous superhero girl comes out with a mocha couple freckles
on TV, like
on TV, and Carla sees that, and it's like, I get it. You
moment.
Exactly, I get it. You're fighting a dragon. You can't call me. I understand it. You're the superhero. But if you had time to go get drinks with this chick,
right,
you had time to call me.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's I don't understand.
It's a level of respect, and that's the thing. Like, unless you're someone who has experienced that or something, most people are not going to understand that. They only see, oh, she gave him such a hard time, but it's like, okay, have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, put yourself in the
someone told you one thing and then you found out, wait a minute, even though that was true, you made time for someone else when you had plans with me. And this is not the first time you've done this. It's been repetitive. So now we have a pattern, and now I'm looking at you cross-eyed.
That's what I'm saying. And like it clicks, it clicks in his. He's like, oh shoot, I'm out here chilling. I left Carla back at the dorm. I got to get back there. But the damage is done. You know what I'm saying? And so and I love it. I love it when the fans get upset and they're like, Carla's wrong. I'm like, She's not though. But keep buying them books though. Keep buying them books.
Yes. So we have a question, a follow on from JD. Are you finding that producing Hotshot is more cost effective to tackle? Cost effective means to tackle your ex girlfriend fears than seeing a therapist. I'm only asking because my girlfriend gets mad. I'm on a budget, but I have crayons. I love it, JD.
I love it. Actually, yeah. The book price wise didn't cost that much to make because I had a lot of people that were with me that was just like behind it, and like we had just finished college and we were trying to get the book out. And I think working on the book, so like outside of doing the book, honestly, there was just like a ton of conversations with Victor, and there were just a ton of conversations with people just in general about the story, getting their feedback, you know, and of course, like I really did have best friends, so I did talk to them about the scenario and the situation. And so that really did help. Now, at the time that I was going to school, mental health and things like that weren't as big as they are now, weren't as self-known or aware as they are now. So I can't say that I was actually diagnosed with being depressed, but like I felt like that's the closest in my life I have ever been to if being depressed. I literally had on a mask. Like I would go outside, do what I was supposed to do, be this RA, this fun loving, laughing guy who did all this quirky, fun shit stuff, and then I go back in my dorm room and I collapse on the floor crying.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to offend anybody by saying like, oh, I was depressed, but I felt that was the closest I was to it, and making the comic book, talking about it. Like I didn't realize talking, like I wasn't thinking in my head, oh my God, this is going to be great therapy for me. Let me make this comic book. I just wanted to find a way to get, you know, my feelings out about the story and like really explore what would happen if the hero didn't get the girl back. How would you deal with that?
Yes. See, this is why me and Mike get down, because this is how, like, that was essentially what I was doing when I was writing my children's book, right? Like, my dad had passed away, and I was doing the same thing. Like, I would go out, and people would think that there was nothing going on, and I would come home, and I would curl up in a ball and not engage the world at all. But, you know, that's not a healthy place to be. And so, like, trying to do my book and coming up with the concept and the story and all that, like, it was helping me get through that stuff and express myself in a way that was like just freely expressing myself, but not having people judge back what I'm putting out, right? So I absolutely love that. This is why Mike and I are, you know.
But it's awesome at the same time because it's starting to be that it's also that tool of open, you know, of breaking those stigmas that's always been established of dealing with those feelings. We're always being told that no matter what we go through, we basically have to tough it up and continue like nothing's happened.
Right.
And we're never been told for generations healthy coping mechanisms to be able to work through it. And a lot of those coping mechanisms is through creativity that we could use to tap into it. Because I mean, I know many a times I've dived into my photography with the podcast, being a vehicle to bring, you know, help to the community. I found those ways to let that negative energy into something positive, but not everybody knows how to handle those things.
Right.
And but at the same time, you can overdo it by putting too much of yourself into something and burning yourself out. So it's one of those that this time, day and age, is starting to be that awakening and that new form of helping the next generation and our generation learn how to deal with trauma, how to deal with extreme emotions, especially when you lose someone you really care about, whether it's through a breakup or a loss or something, how we can help a healthy way of dealing with that by still expressing that emotion and showing it's okay, but at the same time being able to function in a positive manner. So
Yeah.
yes, this is a great tool to start the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then you start to see that thing more like obviously being more self-aware of it, and seeing it in other mediums and TV
Mm-hmm.
shows, anime, and things like that, really tackling the subject, and you stop and thinking like, oh, I was doing that back in college, but all right, cool. Like I didn't know
What?
that was a thing.
Right. Yeah, like I didn't know that there wasn't really a title for it, but yeah, that's what I was feeling, So
Absolutely.
question from Andrew, do you think your wife Carmen would react the same way Carla does when faced with the problems Mike is and has as a hero?
Uh, the majority of it, I would say no. So Hotshot in the comic book is what's the word? Um, is a stand-in for all the stuff I did in college. When I was in
Mm,
college, I was very, very busy. Like I had two jobs. I was a resident advisor. I was in like 4 to 5 different social groups, like just like comic book club, African American club, things like that. Um, and I was going to a top 5 art school in the world. Like so,
right.
like my workload for art was equivalent to the homework load for Harvard. So like it was on the same level, just art. Um, so I was doing so much stuff that like I wanted to find like what was my comparison for that? Like, oh well, being a superhero, because the superheroes already being drawn away from these other things. And so I've learned from that situation of like being in school and finding balance. Now I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm perfect because I'm not.
Right.
Uh, but improvements have been made. I'm way more self aware, and I think a lot of that stuff comes with age and experience and being involved in something and growing from it. That you start to realize like, oh, okay, the thing that he's doing is very important to him. It's his career, it's his dream, it's what he's been chasing. So there is going to be more time in that. But at the same time, I still have to make time for her. I have to make time for my family. And I was not always the best at it because I'm one of these people. I can literally sit here from sun up to sundown, and I can just work. I can just work and get lost in it and not think two things about it. But now I know like when the 4 or 5 o'clock hour hits, I need to get up and go chill and hang out with them and spend time with them.
Yeah.
We all got bikes, so we can go bike riding. Um, Carmen and I just went on date night last night to go see
Yeah.
A Quiet Place Part
Yes.
Two. There's this big. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like there's this big thing where you can get these laser light guns, and then you go to the zombie house and you can shoot the zombies. So we have tickets for that and stuff. So
That's
it's
awesome.
like you've got to find time and be self-aware of what you're doing. And don't get me wrong, though, she's very, very, very understanding. And the way the house is set up is, is to help. She's like the studio is set up so my family can spend time with me in the studio while I'm doing work because this is the place that I'm at all
Mm-hmm.
the time. Like I have a small couch in here that they can lay on. I make sure to clear out a front area so they can put down blankets and pillows. There's TV in here so we can watch movies and stuff while I'm still drawing and doing all those things. So there is, growth and learning how to do things. And like I said, I'm still not perfect at it. I will still get lost. Like when I was putting together that dang Kickstarter, it was 72 hours straight of me at this computer rebuilding and redoing stuff. So, but no, I don't think she would respond like Carla. But having that experience and learning people are still human, they still have feelings and things like that too. So
Yeah.
that nobody's perfect. There's still going to be something there, and you still need to pay attention to that.
Oh,
And I think the
absolutely.
biggest difference is you have your communication with your wife. And then along with that, you've built an understanding between the two of you. Unlike Mike in the comics, he haven't developed that understanding with Carla. He's not communicating with Carla. And that's what's causing that
The rift,
rift. And what used to be a bridge is now the Grand Canyon.
right, right,
True. So true. Communication
absolutely.
is everything.
Hmm.
No doubt. Oh, J man, that's cool.
Oh,
Oh yeah. And J Man has talked to me about that. So like that always makes me feel good that the show was there for him like that. So shout out to Jimmy.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things why I love about Chat and Draw and doing the podcast is like we're just having real people conversations
Yes.
about, like the real life stuff, but how we,
Mhm.
how us and our creators are expressing it creatively so that it's an easier way to talk about things and feel like you're relating to, the story. Um, Even though it's a nerd or geek thing, whatever. I'm like, I
Right.
just like the indie community because it's opening up storytelling in a way that is not the stereotypical like men in capes. It's not the only thing that can be put into this medium, right? So,
Right.
yeah, I love it. Alrighty, so let's see. So I know in Hotshot story he comes up across quite a few villains. Tell us about some of those people in the story and how they're challenging him along his journey.
Well, the first obstacle he meets is the mountain called the Void. The Void is a diabolical uh, destroyer of spirits. So, and when you see Void, you think of characters like the Juggernaut or Doomsday or something like that. But he has a severe intelligence. He knows what he's doing. He's very self-aware. This isn't just I want to hit things and break it type of deal for him. But he's also very self-aware of what he and Hotshot are, and that's part of the problem is that Hotshot doesn't know what he really is. He doesn't know where his powers came from. My man just woke up one morning floating on the ceiling and said, it's time to be a hero. And then asked no questions about it. Just, went to work. But Void knows what they are, and it's kind of uh, Void loves what he is. Number one, he loves what he's doing. He has found purpose in it, and he's offended that Hotshot doesn't know what he is. He feels like Hotshot feels. He feels like that Hotshot's taking it like this is a game. He's wearing a mask, and he's playing dress up, but that's not his. That's not what he feels his purpose is. And Void is going to be a constant nuisance as we wanted to establish very early that if you did not realize it, he is going to be Hotshot's arch nemesis. Um, then we have, I think after that, we jumped into Dragoness. Dragoness is a person who has been possessed by an ancient dragon deity. And dragons way back in the day ruled over the land. They were the majestic kings and queens of the earth, and this ancient lord wants it back. And it's connected with this person, and Dragoness can create a certain amount of dragons out of thin air, and while she's also starting to transform into one as well, and she loves it. She was not in a good place when this ancient deity came to her, and the deity treats her with great respect, and has really been like even though she's a villain and she's out here destroying stuff, wrecking house, it's brought a lot of positivity to her. And when we explore this character later on, it's going to show you what a broken person can see as help. When you're getting that help from maybe not the right lane. If you were getting from the right lane, we wouldn't be doing the things that we're doing. But she's getting help. It's just from the wrong area for her. Then we have Ripple, who is connected to one of our older superheroes who has disappeared. He is a younger kid. He's a teenager, and he is kind of like at a breaking point. His father and him share the same power, but he can't control it because he had a traumatic breakdown when he lost his father. Like he literally saw it on the news. His father basically being gone. And that he has been suffering and dealing with that trauma while trying to access his powers to find his father. And it normally does not work the way that he plans, which causes us a bit of chaotic disaster. And that's also another fun bit. We try to ground our characters with a lot of reality, so that the fantasy can really excel.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Here. Now I have to ask because, of course, I got introduced to Hotshot once I started on the podcast. And after I got to meet you, But I always wondered what inspired you to create Hotshot. What was that inspiration is like, yeah, I'm gonna write this comic book and it's gonna be like this. What was, what led you to that, or what was that epiphany that made that happen?
Well, it's kind of twofold. In high school, me and my friends, or my friends and I made a comic book featuring my friends, and we were called Youth Force. And we defended our school from the rival school across the street from us, John Hay. And I just used to draw us with these adventures and stuff, with the whole intentions of me going to go work for Marvel Comics. And when I went to comic book conventions and I started showing my portfolio year after year after year, and getting feedback and updating and fixing and following the critiques, and finally took my portfolio in, and I just knew, like, well, there's nothing else for me to fix. I'm going to get a job today. And they took me back. They looked at my portfolio, had nothing to say, just a bunch of shaking the head, and pulled me to the back room. I was looking at everybody. I was like, well, this is where I leave all of you. It's been a pleasure sitting in this line with you for 7 hours, but some of us get elevated while others stay where they are. And I didn't really say that to him. That was what I was thinking in my head. That would be real asshole-ish. But I go into the back room, and dude is going through my portfolio again, and he's like, man, your stuff is great. Your storytelling is really good. Your people are very distinctive. I know you've been coming up to our booth for a while, and it definitely shows that you listen to the critiques. But your style is very urban, and it's not a style that Marvel Comics is looking for right now.
Urban. Wow.
Yeah. Again, before the world really got woke, didn't really know what that meant. I just assumed in my head that just meant I draw black people when they look black. But I was kind of speechless. I didn't know what to say, and I just really wanted to get out of there because I just knew this was my moment, and then that didn't happen. So I left, and I had a conversation or two, and I felt pretty crappy for a day. But my motto is that I've learned is that I get to be crappy for a day, and then the next day I need to get up and figure it out. So after that, I said, well, I'll make Marvel and DC and them come to me for my urban style. I'm gonna make my own comic books, and I'm gonna make a comic book featuring my characters, and that character's gonna be Hotshot. And that's when I really sat down and started working the character out with the costume and the story of where he was gonna go and things like that.
Nice.
That's awesome. I love it. Make them come to you, especially now. Like as you become more of a veteran in what you're doing, it's like, well, you know what? I don't need to chase. I know my value, and you can come to me for my talent now. Because
exactly.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, and in a way, it did happen like that because I do freelance for Marvel through their sketch card division for Upper Deck and Marvel Comics.
Yep.
So, in a way, it did happen.
Yes. I am so glad that you pursued your own, because at the end of the day, I think that's the most fulfilling. I mean, everybody, wants to be like, oh, let me do something for Marvel and DC. And I think that's an aspiration for a lot of creators.
Yes.
But I know for a lot of us, like the thing that really drives us is the thing that we want to do ourselves, our own personal stuff. So,
right.
Andrew has a great question. He said, can you tell the viewers at home more about the pledge levels for this Kickstarter so we can see the awesome stuff? I don't know if you want to share screen or if you want me to share.
Yeah, I could do that. That's not a problem because I have it up because I've been living and breathing the campaign for the last, the week that it's been up or whatnot. Sorry. All right, let me see here. Share.
He's killing it, y'all. We trying to get these stretch goals. So if you have not yet backed, please go to freestylecomics.net.
Yes.
And pledge. I'll show you some of the goodies right now.
So we're already at goal. So big shout out to everybody that got us there. Our goal was 6,000. We're sitting at 7,500 right now with 134 backers and 20 days to go. So thank you so much, because I really thought we weren't going to hit the goal to like the third week, and we ended up hitting the goal in 42 hours. So
yes,
that's unbelievable to me right now.
Yes.
Right. So one of the cool things about this Kickstarter is that we had to redo our branding because Freestyle Comics is back solo dolo. So it's just all FSK with our printing and publishing now. So that caused Danny and I to go back in the lab and redesign our trade covers.
Mm.
So this is the new trade cover dressing for Volume 1.
Nice.
And then we have Volume 2's trade cover dressing.
Yes, I like that one too.
Had a lot of fun with that one. All right, so some of the rewards. We got a lot going on this page.
Carla.
Let's see here. Now these, all right, so we got our exclusive variant number 1 tiers. All these except for one is $45. You pretty much get the same thing in all of them with the exception of the twist. So I made this tier for comic book collectors. When I get a trade, I like to get the trade and use that as my reading source. That's what I drag with me everywhere. That's what I took notes in and stuff. But I like to get the number 1 floppy. That's what the cool kids call them. If you're in the know, I like to get the floppy and bag and board that, get it signed and seal it, not open it up anymore. And I figured what would make the number 1 issue more special? I get some badass artists to draw some variant covers for me. And kicking the door in with the whole boot is Ren McKenzie, the Destroyer of Paper. So this is his variant cover featuring a battle damage hotshot soaring back into battle. With each one of these tiers, you get the variant cover, number 1 issue by itself. You get the volume 1 trade. You get the re-lettered Hotshot 0, and then you get a print of the variant cover. So for your collection needs, this picture is pretty dang awesome. I'm very happy where he came out, and Ren captured a lot of the magic that's in Hotshot when he's in a brawl, tooth and nail. Next up, we got Seth the Moose, who killed it with this homage cover from Todd McFarlane when he drew Spider-Man and Venom fighting. Yeah. I loved it, absolutely. And because I'm the publisher and founder, I said, I'm coloring that. So I colored this one, Seth did the ink and stuff on it. I got to make that executive decision. And then this kid, Mike Watson, I just found him on the street. I wanted to give him a shot. And he comes out here with this all fire cover, flames. And I was like, man, that's pretty good, kid. So we've added the upgrade option to make this a shiny hollow foil cover.
Oh, dope.
For $20 more. Then the man with the plan, Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics. He has knocked off the dust on his 8-bit art and graced us with an 8-bit wraparound cover. I was so happy when I saw this because this man does great 8-bit art, number 1. His stuff is fantastic. But when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that picture looks so dope. And then I was like, wait a minute. You did the title and the graphics in 8-bit too? Like, so the entire cover is done in 8-bit.
Nice.
That's dope.
It's
pretty cool.
And it's a pretty popular cover. It's the most popular cover right now that we sold on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, because you got room on a sketch cover for you to do something too.
Then Sean Hill with his spectacular art comes in with a glorious black and white cover with Hotshot versus Void. And then the Alex Ross of our time.
That's right.
Ryan Robinson comes in and paints a beautiful homage cover to Hotshot 0. And we put the tear in the middle for the relationship being disassembled.
Da Vinci on us. Da Vinci.
Hey, your boy killed it. But if you're a super collector and you can't pick between any of them, we have the level 11 where you get all the covers with the books, and you get volume 1, and you get volume 2 in a trade for $125.
Yes.
Time to upgrade my pledge.
This one comes with an automatic upgrade of the Mike Watson cover to the hollow foil. Automatic.
Oh, nice. Okay.
What if you want both covers for that pad? So I just do an add-on.
Just do an add-on or message me.
Okay. Just know mine's going. I'm gonna need that, And yeah.
And I honestly didn't know about these type of covers, so I came here and short fuse opened my eyes. But these things, these virgin covers, which have no text, is just all art. I've never seen anything like this till I started working with short fuse.
Yes.
So this tier, you can choose either volume 1 or volume 2. You get to choose a shirt. You get the variant cover of number 1, and you get the first 4 issues of Hotshot.
Excuse me, I got questions.
Oh, go ahead.
How could I get that the level, number 11 that had all those and get the virgin covers? Because I feel like I was being, left out with giving that's making it difficult for us collectors. Like, we want them all. So why isn't there? See, that's dirty. And that's why I'm making these faces, because I'm looking like, I just said I was going to 11. Now you're going to show me level 12. And it's like, but it doesn't have level 11 in there. So now you got me conflicted. I want them both.
Well, the virgins are available as add-ons.
Okay, so I can't get the virgin ones on there.
You can't get the virgins on there.
Y'all killing me these past 2 months. Y'all killing me because with all these damn pledges, and then I keep having to upgrade my pledges, and then I know my bank be looking like, what the hell?
All I've tried to
how much on Kickstarter?
All I've tried to do was make it accommodating. I tried to make it accommodating level for all types of fans, for new fans, for old fans, for cheap fans, for true diehard
fans.
Yeah, you need a level says for the true diehard comic collector fans, you're gonna get all the covers and the virgin covers all in one pack. This is for the creme de la creme of the comic book collectors. And then that way we be like, all right, level 51. I get level 51 to get all them covers.
We got a couple more covers to visit, or levels to visit.
I was going to 51.
Level 15 is a particular favorite of mine. It gets you trade volume 1 and volume 2, and it gets you every FSK title that we have published, which is 19 comic books right now. Let's see here. Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
I'm in my feelings right now because you just now you're making me. I need that level 2. See, this is not. Yeah, you need an ultimate comic book collector level. All of the things.
I also promise you, all of this is available as an add-on too.
No, I don't want to do a bunch of add-ons. I need all the comic books.
All right, I got you.
Everything.
I got you.
Package.
Let's just go skip right.
Because I'll be clicking for days, and then my bank is like.
Let's just skip ahead, then. Let's just skip ahead. Okay, here you go. Level 22. It's both the virgins, both the regular volume 1 and volume 2, both virgin covers, digitals of the trades, Hotshot number 1 slabbed and sealed with the grade on it, Hotshot 0 lettered, all of the comic books, 11x17 full color commission, Hotshot 1 as a hollow foil, the Hotshot soundtrack with 6 songs on it, a chat and draw appearance, a sketch cover number 1 on there for you too, and an original penciled page from the Hotshot comic book plus a t-shirt.
Man, I pledge that my bank will be calling me like, I think there's been fraud on your card.
I'm just telling you, there's a level for everybody.
Tier, though, yeah.
So there's a level for everybody, and this one is for my commission people because I got a lot of people that are just into getting original art.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold up. What I need people to see is number 1, commission. Number 2, original Hotshot pencil page. That could be a couple $100 just by itself. I'm just saying, y'all.
Exactly.
Collectors.
Original art is like they said, that's the investment because you can always get prints, and prints take longer to increase in value. But the original art, there's no other ones like it.
Yeah, because I don't draw on paper anymore.
Yeah,
All my books are
exactly.
drawn digitally. So
Exactly. So even more
Yep.
valuable.
we got my exclusive sponsor tiers, the Advantage tier, but the big one, because we're on this show and this is a show that I sponsor, is Moana Nui Podcast.
Shh, shh.
This is great because you get to secure your spot on the Moana Nui Podcast show and hang out and have a conversation with them.
You can be
And you
right
get to sit
here.
down
You
and
can be
have
right
a
here.
one-on-one Kickstarter conversation, getting advice. You get Hotshot Trade Volume 1 and Volume 2 plus the digitals. This one is only $300, and you get to kick it at the Moana Nui Podcast show. And they have been
Exactly.
killing it with the
You could
last
be
few
right
episodes.
here. You could be right here. You could be right here.
Yeah, your face there, up there.
Yes, just take me out and replace it with you.
Exactly.
Yes.
You pick
And
the theme of the show, everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yes.
We
Oh,
can be
nice.
interviewing you, or you could decide, hey, we want to talk about politics. Okay, we're going to talk about politics. Just be prepared for all the comments.
Yes. And I am going to do it just for this show because we're here now. If you back at this level, we will also throw in the Burning Spear Comics digital library. So all of the books that we have. So the Wildcard Chronicles, 1 and 2, Adventures of Nakoa and Nohea, children's book, and Aftermath. And I mean, I might have some stuff in draft that you might get a
Okay.
sneak peek to that too. So
Okay. All right. And then with the Advantage tier, Victor Dandridge will do. You'll get the 8-bit variant cover from Victor, but you get Victor as your creative editor and writing assistants. And why you're like, well, why is that special? Well, Victor basically created the foundation of freestyle comics.
yes.
What he laid down in the first 6 issues of Hotshot has expanded out to currently 5 titles out right now, and will be expanding to 8 titles by the end of this year. So the boy can write. All right, he will set you up with story arcs that you can eat off of for years.
Yes.
We also got our comic book tiers, our retailer comic book tiers. So if you are a comic shop or something like that, you can check these out. If there's something that you want to swap out or add on single issues, just message me or email me, and we can figure that out, and I can make the tier custom for you. It's my first time making retailer tiers, so I know different comic shops want different things. So just hit me up and we can make it custom for you. And that's about it. There's a closer look at these covers. Our big, well, we've actually,
unlock.
Yeah, we've unlocked this first digital backdrop with Hotshot and the gang. We've unlocked a special preview into Zero Event Number 1, which is written by Victor Dandridge and drawn by Mike Lancet. We're going to give you a couple pages of that preview. But not only are we going to give you a preview of the book, we're going to show you how we put that book together. We're going to show you the script for those pages, the layouts for those pages, the pencils, the inks, the colors. We're going to show you how we went through that whole process. So we're
That's
talking
a
about
master class, y'all.
Hey, you said it. I'm co-signing it.
Yes.
And we just recently unlocked the Void, which I'm rocking on my t-shirt today. The Void digital wallpaper. Next up is, once we crack 8,000, is the Visions of Hotshot. This is a digital art book collecting several different pinups of Hotshot done by some really cool people and some art that you haven't seen from me as well.
Who did that cover? I must know, because as soon as I saw that, I was like, what?
This guy just named Pez, man. He hooked me up with that illustration of Hotshot trying to put on his costume, and he did this for me a while ago, and I just absolutely love the thing. I
love it.
It looks like he got turned into a toddler, and he's trying to fit.
You need to make that into a variant cover. I think you might. It's giving me like the Scotty Young vibes. Yes.
Awesome. At 8,500, this will be our last digital wallpaper. The team FSK. This one is real special to me just because it showcases the variety and diversity that we have at Freestyle Comics with our characters. So very, very, I love this one a lot. That'll be the final one. At 9,000, we're getting Hotshot, the comic book voiceovered. Yes. I have an amazing cast of voice actors, and we're putting that together now.
You got two right here. You got two right here. We got you.
I'm definitely gonna hit y'all up because the plan is to turn all the books into audio voiceovers with the animation and everything. We want to attack on all medium fronts. JD, which one was the best cover, JD? I just saw your comment.
He was talking about the one with him look like a toddler. I call it the toddler cover.
All right. And not our final stretch goal, but of course, if we hit this, we got more. But it's the one we posted right now. It's our biggest stretch goal. It's called 10 for 10. If we hit $10,000, everybody is going to get Hotshot number 10, the brand new issue of Hotshot.
Let's go. Let's go.
Do it.
So if we hit this 10K,
do it.
That saves me trouble on having to do a Kickstarter for it. And then I can just go right into our new book, Emerald Quest number 1, instead of Hotshot number 10. So let's hit this 10 for 10. I just up my pledge. I just up my pledge to get that number 1 sketch covering shirt. All right, my man. I got you. I got you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you so much.
That's what's up.
Just some, like I said, I was trying to balance between, people that just want to support, people that are old fans of Hotshot, people that are new fans of Hotshot, because basically with this Kickstarter, we're saying this is your ticket to the ride. We want to get all the old issues out the way, get you caught up on everything, because we got like 8 books in the hole that are just like in the lettering and coloring stage right now. Emerald Quest, which if we hit 10,000 on this one, I'd be very, very happy. I'm happy now that we hit goal. So please, I'm not taking that for granted. But this is our scenario. If we hit 10K on this one, everybody's getting Hotshot number 10. Then our very next Kickstarter will be for Emerald Quest number 1. And we have the first 3 issues of that book done, completely colored. The first 2 issues are lettered, and the 3rd issue is getting lettered. So that's 3, and the books are 22 pages. And they're ready to go. All right. I've already written the 4th issue. And so it's a good time. I got the covers lined up for them. I'm just waiting to hit the fire button. Danny Cooper, who's the editor-in-chief of Freestyle Comics, we've just been in constant discussion about when are we going to start dropping this stuff and how are we going to start dropping this stuff. And a lot of shout out goes to Short Fuse Media Group for teaching me as much as I know now in the comic book game and helping me get to the point to where we are, where Danny feels confident that, this is the time for us to strike. This is the time for us to start dropping book after book.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. That was a lot of greatness right there. I'm
and shout out to Moana, because she's definitely one of the people that was all in the Kickstarter, helping me rebuild it, giving me tips, giving me critiques and feedback on it. This Kickstarter has gone through a birthing process, a deconstruction process, and a reborn again process.
Yes, Kickstarter is no joke.
But it was a lot of work, and it was a lot more time than I wanted to spend on building the Kickstarter. But I feel like it was worth it. Like, did I use every single idea that everybody gave me? No. I did not. But I did see a value in a good amount of the stuff that people gave me. And looking at this Kickstarter, they can see where their influence is. And, shout out to everybody in the FSK crew and the crew outside of that took the time to run through that Kickstarter with me and give me feedback, because I definitely would not be, I don't think it'd be the success it is if I did not get the feedback that I got from everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always good to have someone, especially other Kickstarter creators who have been successful, get their feedback on what they think and, just different eyes on and different perspectives. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. I am pretty confident this is going to be a 5-figure Kickstarter. Hey, I am.
Figures.
Right. We're trying to get to the toddler party level.
We're not saying 5. We're putting an atmosphere. 6 figures.
I feel it. Danny and I are big fans of. So this is how I know I'm getting old and boring. Because I love looking at the numbers on this, not the financial numbers, but all the dashboard information, all the back
Yes.
information, like where the pledges are coming from, like how
Yes,
quickly
yes.
did we hit this goal versus the last goal. Like,
Mhm.
so right now, this is the quickest that an FSK Kickstarter has ever hit goal. And it has surpassed our largest Kickstarter, which was Vigilance, under Short Fuse. So it makes you start to dig and really think about, like, all right, my audience seems to be in a good place, but even with it being in a good place, even being comfortable, I can happily admit for like 4 days there wasn't a pledge on the Kickstarter, and it made me nervous as hell. And and I'm at my computer, I'm looking like, all right, what the hell can I do? All right, how can I make this look live again? Oh, okay, let's put this post out here, because it, even though it is successful, we have money on there. You still have that Kickstarter process. And like, the right side of my brain's like, Mike, it's fine. You've hit goal. Just coast it out, baby. There's going to be some slump days. You just got to deal with that. The left side of my brain like, boy, you better get your shit together. What you been doing? you sleeping at the desk? You need to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go through all them backers. Go ahead and share this and share that. So, but I did today. Like I have not been sharing it a whole lot this week. I've just done some casual sharing and whatnot. But today I went ahead and I looked at the calendar. I was like, all right, I need to organize. Where am I going to be at for the next 2 weeks? And I looked at my schedule. I was like, damn, I did not know I asked that many people to be on the show. So I think we're fine when it comes to promotions. So it's. I don't think a lot of people realize how much work it is. People that haven't done Kickstarter, like, it's a lot of work. It is like a second job.
It is, but like for people who do the convention scene and people who do Kickstarters, like, to me, it is a large time and energy investment, but the amount of money that you get in like the one snap, like it still beats. I mean, unless you're like a really established, convention person and like, you have a big following at the conventions, Kickstarter still brings a nice chunk of change into your whatever, your bank, your wallet, whatever, but also the fan building part, right? Like, and expanding and the exposure that you get that is not necessarily measurable by the amount of, dollar signs, but more amongst like the platform building and that kind of thing.
Yeah, because I'm a convention guy. I absolutely love conventions. I'm booked for Gem City, Cherry Capital, and Baltimore Comic Con. And at the grace of Moana, if they're going, I'll be rolling with her to BlurredCon.
Yep.
But that's where like comic book conventions were a third of my income. It would be comic book conventions, freelance work, and then my day gig. I cleaned up the Comic Cons. Like, what cleaned up for me was I was completely happy and satisfied with what I made. I wasn't making like I was able to put money back into my comic books and pay bills. So I'm good there, right? I go to shows. I know how to work shows. I know how to work conventions. That's my world. That's my realm. When I came to Short Fuse, they made me the director of comic book conventions because that's what I did. But Moana is absolutely right. This Kickstarter money, here's the difference. This Kickstarter money or this social online money is all year round, and it's open to the damn world. Comic book convention, at a good show, you might see 10,000 to 15,000 people at a good comic book convention. On a Kickstarter, promoting it right, I'm seeing the world. I have like a chance and opportunity for everybody to see this and potentially buy into it. So, and not to mention the indie community, which I can't thank enough, that have jumped in and supported FSK on this Kickstarter. Like, I mean, like the day it launched, everybody was on it. Like, it was just incredible. Danny and I, Victor and Ren, we were just sitting here like, damn, do y'all see this? Like, one of my dudes sent me a screenshot of his email report, because Kickstarter will email you when one of your friends on Kickstarter donate to a Kickstarter. He had like 9 emails in a row of friends we shared that all pledged to the Kickstarter. He was like, "Man, I just thought this was cool and I wanted to share it with you." And like that is cool because like everybody doesn't have to give a lot, but people have, even if people haven't been able to give money to the Kickstarter campaign, they have shared and pushed the Kickstarter campaign. So I just, it's a lot of thanks that go around. There's a lot of pieces to this pie that get put together to make things happen.
Yes, absolutely, no doubt. The hustle is real. Alrighty. Well, so if you have not backed this Kickstarter yet, please go to freestylecomics.net, and that's comics with a K. Check your pledge, whichever. There's lots to choose from, as we saw, 20 plus levels.
Yeah.
And if you're already pledging, you can always upgrade it.
Yes. Upgrade.
You can. And if we get one more backer tonight, I'll be unlocking another digital book. So we are giving away every 15 backers we get on the Kickstarter.
Come on.
Every 15 backers we get on the Kickstarter, we're giving, because of my awesome friends in the indie community, we're giving away a free digital comic book. Unlikely Hero Studios have given us Super 1, 2, and 3. Kat has given us, they call her the Dancer, number 1. Ted Sakura has given us Tap Dance Killer 1 and 2. Robert Jeffrey has given us Route 3, number 1. Moana and the Moana Nui Podcast has given us Fishing Day with Papa Ray. So, and I've got a huge library of these books to give away because of this amazing indie community. So this is just stuff you're getting for free on top of your pledge. So
lots and lots of value for your monies.
Thank you. Exactly.
Lots of love from the indie community.
Also, y'all know that if y'all pledge tonight, it don't come out your account tonight, right?
Right.
Not until June 23rd. June 23rd.
June 23rd at 9:30 p.m. is when that money's gonna come out your account.
Exactly. Yes. So if you get paid on the 15th of the month, you're good. You're good on that. If you get paid on the Fridays, on that 18th, you're still good because the 33rd is on a Wednesday in the middle of the week. You're good. We got you.
That's right.
We got you, boo. We got you.
I'm here for you. You ain't got it because a couple people said, "Mike, I don't get paid till next week." You good, brother? Go ahead and pick that pledge. It's not coming out till the 23rd at 9:30.
I'll do it just like how what was that? Wanda from Living Color, like, well, I don't have the money. I got you, babe. I got you. You know what? It's not until the 23rd. You just still pledge. Well, I get paid. I got you, baby. I got you. We got you. Mike Watson got you. He made sure it's after the 15th. It's after a Friday. So you are good. You are good. We got you.
We got you. And I'm almost done with the graphics and comic book cover dressing because I had to redesign all the comic book dressings. My plan is to start sending this stuff out to the printer next week. So as soon as they fund me the money, I'm immediately starting shipping. There might be a week to 2 week grace period, but we're rolling into the next Kickstarter. We have sat on our books long enough. We are trying to get out here. I've been given wonderful shipping tips by the Moana Nui Podcast, and of course Sean Mack, who taught me a lot of stuff. So we are moving. We are absolutely moving as soon as we possibly can.
So you got your label maker?
I will be getting it this week.
Okay, good.
Yes, put that in your.
Help you a lot.
Yes.
I'm ready for it.
Damn, son.
We're gonna make you say more money, more money, more money.
That's right.
And it's as long as we keep on the path and we do what we've been doing or do what we are currently doing, I know the growth is going to be there. I see a lot of successful Kickstarters out here crushing it. The indie community is doing very well, and I don't want people just to think that magic came out of nowhere.
Absolutely not.
Like you may be just coming across this Kickstarter and seeing this person hit like $15,000 or $16,000, and they still got like 15 days left, or $20,000 on Kickstarter campaign, and you're like, oh, that's amazing. Like, just please understand and know, like, the ground level work that person has done to be able to do that. Like, it's immense.
Years and years and years and years.
Exactly.
Of work that is now finally paying off. So many failures, quote unquote failures, to me, just opportunities to learn. And just, like the resiliency to have to do that, especially when you're already in a situation where the deck is stacked against you. So, to me, it's amazing. I love seeing my indies flourish. And that's why I love having y'all on this podcast, because we get to celebrate you.
Yeah. And that's the great thing that Moana does with Dana on the show. I know I caught the last, not this last episode, but the 3 before that, when you guys were celebrating the Asian heritage. Oh my God. Like, all those panels clapped. Your boy had those on in the background while he was working. And I was just like I had to stop drawing, like, damn. I didn't think about it like that. Like, just so much knowledge was just dropped, and just I don't know, man. Just, I don't want to say in general conversation, but it just felt like stuff that just like people needed to hear.
Yes.
Just in general, just to have an understanding, or at least a awareness of it.
Yes.
Yes. Just like y'all show, like I said, like when I put it at the bottom of y'all banner, we for the culture, like a show for the culture, man.
Yes, that's what we are about. Thank you, Mike. We always love the feedback to know, like which episodes people enjoy, so that we can make more like that. If there's things that we're missing and other topics that people want to hear about, like we definitely welcome the feedback on that as well. Dana and I are always seeking out feedback. So, it's for us, but it's for you too.
Exactly. And of course, if you have somebody will be a great person to bring content to the podcast, definitely email us at Moana Nui Podcast at gmail.com. We'll review it and see if that, and definitely if you're suggesting them, please let us know. If you talk to them to make sure they're on board. It's great to get suggestions, but definitely on that aspect. But we don't have exactly a month of it, because Moana will tell you, we put in some work last month, not only on the podcast, but also within our own employers.
Yes.
And literally, we were so happy when Memorial Day got here, because we were like, "Jeez, we need to rest. We needed a whole week to rest." and also, we did not, but we would probably be looking at some content and everything to put in. And we may not have a full month, but we're going to be we're probably looking at trying to sprinkle stuff. We're not going to make promises.
Yeah, Ryan, what are you thinking? Let us know what you're thinking. What topic, and then we can at least do one. We can promise to do one panel this month at least.
Exactly.
Just you let us know. Drop some people who you think would make, be good to be on the show. We love to bring new voices in too. So.
As their sponsor, I'm gonna speak for them. This is and this is not directed at Ryan. This is just in general. This is a brand new podcast. They have just completed season 2. They are working on this content, and it takes a lot of work to come up with the content that they are coming up with, to get the panelists that they are getting on the show. There's a lot of schedules that have to work into that. Coming up with the subjects for it. I'm not going to say it was easier, because Moana is all about, the Asian Pacific culture and things like that, Hawaiian culture. She knows a lot about that. So she was very much so invested in it. Not to say she's not invested in anything else, but she has a general knowledge of it already. So it was, for them being a new podcast, to be able to put that out as quickly as they did, hats off to them, because that was a ton of work. All the panels I've seen them do for that's a ton of work. And I wouldn't want them to rush anything and be able to do a Pride panel properly and respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just trying to get it out just because it's pride.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And one of the reasons why I work with Moana on comic books, and I've discovered about Dana as well. These are the research ladies. They will dig. All right, they will dig for information and content before they make a move.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to make no excuses for them. And again, it's not directed at Ryan. It's just as a podcast in general, for any ideas that anybody has. Just know it takes time to put those things together to the degree that they were able to put those panels together. Because like that was basically comic book convention stuff that they did.
Yes.
on a virtual show. So like literally when they say we were happy when Memorial Day got here, we took off. So respect to that, respect to them, and I definitely understand it. I just assume as the show continues on and grows, the expansion of the stories and journeys that they'll be able to tell are going to grow. Because I mean, I see the show growing. I see Moana getting about 2 or 3 more people to help her do the show with Dana, and like not those people be co-hosts, but those people are actually helping assemble the stories, work the background for them, and things like that.
Atmosphere.
Yeah, atmosphere. It's like it really is like.
We were just
talking a lot of work.
You heard we just talking about this.
It's a lot of work to put this stuff together to the degree that you guys have put it together. And it's why I have not done another FSK day. Again, we streamed for 12 hours straight. Oh, no. I had 50 guests throughout that entire day.
Yeah, that's a lot. No.
Putting together all the promotions for that. So I definitely feel it. It was fun though. Don't get me wrong. It was fun. But your boy's still resting from it.
Exactly. And Michael, I will also say, like, a lot of people don't realize, like, as much we put into the podcast, a lot of people, as you hear from our announcement, y'all only hear our outside stuff that we do. We also, both of us have full-time jobs. And in the month of May, both me and Moana were planning content for our companies also, along with the podcast. And then, as Moana knows, I've said on the show in my introduction, I work with various cons. So I'm also working with cons on content and logistics also. So May was crazy for me.
Absolutely.
June has started too, because I'm also working with content for Pride for my company right now. And we just had something today, literally an hour and a half before this kicked off. I finished with that before I came on the air. So it's one of those that me and Moana, is something we talked about, is that balance, because we have great demands with our full-time jobs. And then also with Moana, with her, being an editor and writer, also along with being on the podcast, me with working with conventions, my, photography starting to kick back up again, and everything else. It's all about this balance. So right now it's just the 2 of us. I know a lot of people think we got a band of interns. No, we don't.
Right? No, we don't.
No, we don't. But I will put out there, if you do have some interns that would love to get experience, email us at Moana Nui Podcast. That's Moana Nui Podcast is one word, at gmail.com.
Yes.
And we'll be happy to look at them, to give them some experience to help us with the podcast. Because as we get more help, we can bring more content, because it's only the 2 of us putting this all together.
Yes, and we appreciate everyone for helping us to grow it, because without listeners, hey, we don't have a show. So
yes,
Rob.
But definitely email us ideas if you have anyone who is willing to be on the show as being on a panel for any of the ideas that are willing to come on. Send us that information, how we can contact them, because we need all that. Because I will tell you, in May, people were sending us stuff and was like, this person, and and Moana could tell you, I was emailing folks, and they were like, "Who you?
Yeah.
Are you trying to scam me? Aren't you?" I'm like, "No, I'm really with the show.
Yes, brokering the connection
for us, please.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I would like to show everybody this real quick because I don't think because I didn't know this until I did it. Till I sat down and I talked to all y'all and I actually did it. Let me see here. I don't think you guys understand.
That was fire. I loved it.
Thank you. I don't think you guys understand. There's literally get your weekly streaming fix with us. There's a streaming show for every day of the week during the work week. You got Unlikely Hero Studios presents awesome comics and other cool shit too on Mondays. Morgan Iverson's bringing Top 5 Live coming soon on Tuesdays.
Be ready for that info. It's coming soon.
He told me he's going to do it at 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. Chat and Draw on Wednesdays. The Moana Nui Podcast on Thursdays at 7 p.m. and 8:30. 5-Star Fridays begin at 6 with 5-Star Fridays. And Agents of Nerdy at 9 p.m. This is literally a schedule of shows that we've all put together as a collective that you guys can watch and tune into. And, you know, it's all like we're all talking about different stuff or whatnot. But just so you know, we're throwing that out there. Go out and check out, you know, find a day that you like and go check that person out. If you watch every day of the week, that's great. But I know you don't like all of us. So, you know, find the person you like and go kick it with them. But just so you know, that is out there. That information is out there for you. I was looking at all the people I was hanging out with, and we were all doing podcasts. I'm like, and we may do, you know, different shows at different times because we literally just put this together this week. So I think everybody now is starting to adjust their schedules to be respective of those times or whatnot. But I was like, man, there's like 6 of us making podcasts, and like I literally think they are on different days of the week. Like, that's cool. Like all I thought about was TV guy. Like, let me make a TV guy.
Yes.
And even better, as you saw in that graphic, if you do have a Twitch, you saw Michael had all the Twitch links for all those shows. If you don't have Twitch, if you're on YouTube or on Facebook, follow those all those shows, because even if you can't tune in a particular night, you get notified of what shows, who's going to be on it. So if it is a show you're interested, or guests that will be on it, like if you're interested when Michael Watson will be on,
5-Star Friday.
Yeah, exactly. Then you will see, hey, he's going to be on the show on such day. So then you already know who's coming on the show. So follow all those. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and follow all those shows. If you're on Facebook, follow all of them. And then that way you can keep abreast of all the content we're bringing down the pipe, because that way you can't say, oh man, I didn't know about that. I wanted to tune in for that. This way you don't miss it. You'll get the notifications when they post, hey, this is going live. You can click that little button. When you get that, this will go live. Hit the remind me. That way it reminds you an hour before the show starts. That way you can be ready to be able to tune in, listen in, and watch one of those shows. So definitely follow all those shows on their social media, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and if they have Instagram, follow them on there too. So that way you have no excuse of saying you missed any of the announcements of any upcoming shows.
Yeah. And even if you can't watch it live, you'll be able to watch it on a replay on the YouTube channel. I think on Twitch for up to 14 days. On your 14 days, up to Twitch, you have to play 14 days. On Facebook, it'll be up there as well. So if there's a couple shows you like and you want to watch them at different times, you can watch the replays. Exactly. Those do help as well. It's just there's just so much going on with the indie community, and it's how we've found our way. I feel like it was our winter was coming when pandemic was here, and we came out on top like the Starks. So
yes. Yes. So before we end tonight, let us do this wonderful giveaway. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
So everybody, if you wasn't paying attention, by you commenting while we've been doing the show, you got your name put in this drawing. So do not sleep on the Moana Nui show. When we be doing these giveaways, you gotta be commenting, being involved in the comments. You know, any of these you get put right in that drawing. So here we go. Let's see who's the lucky winner that's going to get this Moana Nui Indie Bundle Pack.
What is this? What the hell is this?
It's with StreamYard.
What?
Hey, Andrew.
Yes.
Congratulations, Andrew. Send us. You can, if you're comfortable, you can drop it in the comments. Drop your email in the comments. If not, send it to us in our Facebook Messenger. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dana, myself, or on the podcast page. Either of those will get your bundle to you. Exactly. Congratulations on being tonight's winner. And Mike is like, I know he's searching right now. He's like, where's this giveaway?
I am. You know I'm on StreamYard right now looking for the thing.
So it's if you go to StreamYard.com/giveaway, it'll bring it up. You can choose the episode and you can make like a hashtag if you want it to be a hashtag. If you leave it blank, then it's everybody who comments. And I found it because I watched their kind of office hours kind of thing when the hosts and things are on and helping people to grow their shows. So yes. I thought it was dope too. So
yes,
that is dope. I love that.
So that way you can use that for as everybody's submitting their stuff for, you know, like you said, you can do a random giveaway as people tune in and stuff and things like that. So yeah, you get more people engaged.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm on it. I was like, why'd she bring it up StreamYard? Ain't nothing there. Whoa.
I wish we could have screenshot your face because literally I just saw your face go, wait, whoa.
Because I knew exactly what that was. That's dope.
Yes, I thought it was so cool. So yes. Thank you, Andrew, for tuning in. Thank you to everyone. J-Man, Ryan, JD, all the folks who have been engaging. My mom who tuned in today. Hi, Mom.
I saw it. She was so cute.
Yeah, so definitely encourage you guys to, you know, engage with us because we like it to be engaging. This is like what the best part of the live is being able to talk with y'all. So
thank you, J-Man.
Aw, J-Man, he's so sweet. I win every day watching all the good shows. I know that's right. All righty, guys. Okay, well, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Mike, let people know where they can find the Kickstarter as well as you online in other places too.
Exactly.
Awesome. You guys can find the Kickstarter at freestylecomics.net. It'll take you right to the Kickstarter. Please pledge, share, all that good stuff. If you don't have any money, that's okay. I perfectly understand. Times is hard, but give us a share. That is just as important as a donation. And I am not too good for $1. You can give your boy $1. I'll take them dollars. Them dollars stacked up. I just appreciate you being willing to give anything to help the Kickstarter happen. As far as myself, I am Most Epic Art on all social media. I've learned this thing called branding, so I want to make it easy for you to find me. Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good jazz, Most Epic Art. As soon as we get done with this Kickstarter, we are immediately going to roll into delivering as soon as the funds have been dispersed to us, and then we're bringing out our next book. It's on the popping, y'all. It is on the popping. I've been telling y'all the wrath of the FSK comic book attack is coming, and we here for it.
That's what's up. So thank you to our sponsor, Chat and Draw, creator of Hotshot. Get your trades. You're coming in at a great time because you got 8 issues. Bam. Get us to 10K. We'll get 9 and 10. Bam. And all that indie goodness. It's going to be good, y'all. So.
And shout out to the Moana Nui Podcast for allowing me onto their platform to tell my story and help me interact and play with your audience. This is a great show. You guys need to be tuning into it weekly. Absolutely love it. You're going to learn something when you watch. I'm just going to tell jokes on my show, but you're going to learn something when you watch their show.
We try.
There'll be some jokes on our show, especially when Morgan's on here.
Oh, Lord.
Jokes.
Yes, comedy hour with team. Spoiler alert.
Exactly.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you to everyone for tuning in tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show, learned a little bit more about Mike and Hotshot, and the real life stories about dealing with relationships and balancing our different daily commitments. Definitely check out the podcast as well as the Kickstarter that's live now. And let's see. Next week we have we have two shows next week.
Two guests coming up next week. We have Dedrin Sneed with Subsoon coming on at 7 p.m. on the 10th. And then at 8:30 p.m. we have Brian Lambert coming on. So definitely tune in for those two episodes. We'll hear from Dedrin talking about Subsoon's upcoming con. And then, of course, Brian Lambert talking about the upcoming comics and projects that are coming out from his publication. So definitely tune in to hear more from both of them.
Yes, Brian has a Kickstarter live as well too, Justice. You can check that one out from Wingless Comics, and we'll get to know more about that universe next week. So,
yes.
Alrighty. I think with that said, we will sign out for tonight. Thank you all for joining. Malama pono, ahui ho, till we meet again.
What she said.